evening, everybody. As the KM21, we are part of we are a family of museums. So the Kunstmuseum, which you see next door, and the Photo Museum, which is in this building, we belong together and we stand in dialogue. And for KM21, one thing which is special about this place is that there is the unique opportunity to present present-day artists, present-day practice in the light of the modern collection that we have with a lot of the, well, really iconic artists in there. And we can engage, we can have modern voices engage with this legacy of modernity, of modernism.
I would actually like to start by reading a poem by Palestinian poet and activist Mahmoud Darwish, titled Think of Others. As you prepare your breakfast, think of others. Do not forget the pigeon's food. As you conduct your wars, think of others. Do not forget those who seek peace. As you pay your water bill, think of others, those who are nursed by clouds. As you return home, to your home, think of others. Do not forget the people of the camps. As you sleep and count the stars, think of others, those who have nowhere to sleep. As you liberate yourself in metaphor, think of others, those who have lost the right to speak. As you think of others far away, think of yourself. Say, if only I were a candle in the dark.
One example for that, and this is a link between the exhibition we're having in the Kunstmuseum, is that we have the exhibition of Hilma af Klint in dialogue with Piet Mondrian. Hilma af Klint was a pioneer of abstraction at a time when, well, before really the famous male colleagues who were later put into the canon as the great inventors of modern art, of abstract art, Kazimierz Malevich, Wassily Kandinsky, and I say our because we've got the biggest collection in the world of Piet Mondrian.
A candle in the dark. I think this is a beautiful metaphor of Tai Shani's exhibition that can be seen as a gesture of hope on this significant day. Tai has made an incredible new body of work, especially for this show, that meanders fluently between death and the afterlife, that descends into the underworld and rises to transcendental realms. The show is lush and gorgeous to look at, but also feels emotional on many levels, from the personal to the political. Dark and unsettling at times, it also offers consolation in its warmth and fullness.
So Hilma af Klint was channeling at her time, let's say around 1900, spiritual experiences. In a rapidly changing way, she was relating to that. In a climate, and that's also important to say, which was very unfavorable to female makers. And the question is how much that has changed. I see it changing. It's very, very good to see that. For that reason, also taken the decision, which was quite a step, to say we're going to we're going to present Hilma af Klint together with Piet Mondrian. Piet Mondrian is one of the great heroes of modern art, one of the big names, because everybody, or very many people know them. He's such a brand with the rationality, with the great strict lines and the grids, which are much more sensual if you come to the museum and look at the collection than if you only know them in reproduction. That's really the one thing that's so fantastic about them. They're very alive.
Reverberating the work of Mondrian, and especially Hilma af Klint, Tai creates utopian worlds, combining abstract geometric forms with sensuous floral motifs that reference feminism, spirituality, occultism, religion, and mythology in colorful sets and arrangements.
But what we do is we challenge the narrative very consciously of the art historical canon, to see why should this geometric art developed from art theory be so different, and why could it possibly be seen as superior to the art of Hilma af Klint, who was never really introduced into the canon. She's had a very great reception since 20 or 25 years, so we wanted to show her here, but we also wanted to challenge the narrative and see what is happening if we have the dialogue between the two, and what results do we see. And very interesting is, it turns out, both artists do appear in a new light. They have more in common, I think, than what distinguishes them. They share a search for evolution of the soul, evolution of the spirit, from the material to much different areas, which I think we are all connected to. We don't just have to see the world in a purely rational light, searching for higher truths, searching for harmony very clearly, and for hope.
While Af Klint mainly used her flowers symbolically, Mondrian was interested in cultivated flower varieties, which show his interest in modern nature and architecture. Both aspects are also present in Tai's work, for example, through the intricate mazes of stairs and walls in her works on paper.
Right from the beginning, at the outset from this project, one idea that was very clear to us is that we wanted to have a contemporary maker, contemporary position, to be able not directly to react to this, but because Hilma af Klint suddenly, and very deservedly, is really, the vibes of Hilma af Klint are really resonating with very, very many contemporary artists. So it was really important to say KM21 has to be linked to this exhibition and to give them this chance for a bridge, which we always want to build and want to open also contemporary perspectives on the collection.
This combination of sharp, more mathematic lines with an Art Deco-like aesthetic is also clearly present in Af Klint's series Tree of Knowledge, where the tree is a symbol for the beginning of the world in both Christianity and Theosophy and Anthroposophy.
So our curators, Laura Stamps, who did the Hilma af Klint exhibition, and his mine, who work frequently together, also that's part of the family of museums that we are. They immediately said, Tai Shani would be named, wouldn't that be great? And then they succeeded, they made contact, of course because we wanted to show your amazing work, and we were very, very happy that this show could be realized. We're very, very happy to have you, and I think you'll all be amazed to see the wonderful show, which has been installed in the last week, thought about for much longer. I think the last week I can say in the cooperation between the two of you, Yasmine and Tai and Yasmine.
Both Mondrian and Af Klint, as Daniel said, were interested in evolution, from the physical to the spiritual and from the lower to the higher. This use of symbol and references to both religion and spirituality, and the uniting of opposites as masculine and feminine, is also very evident in Tai's work. Like Af Klint, she takes a position that undermines the status quo. While Mondrian was searching for a universal visual form to represent eternal and unchanging laws, according to which the world and life are constructed, Af Klint refers to the swan as a symbol for the transcendental in many mythologies and religions. It's about connecting opposites, the fusion between the masculine and feminine. The swans in this series visually develop into abstract images of circles and cubes that seem to represent a fourth dimension.
And well, to finish, before I thank the most important partners at the end, I would like to say that on this evening, with the world aflame, most horrific violence being we have to witness against absolutely innocent people, we were thinking, are we joining the strike to say no celebrations on this evening? But we are not celebrating, we're just coming together. And we find it important to bring together all of you here at this occasion, because culture does stand for faith in humanity, it does stand for visions of a fair world, it does stand for the hope in a more just and peaceful world. Somebody has to stand up for that as well.
The post-patriarchal, post-binary world that unfolds in Tai Shani's work can be seen as a fitting contemporary translation. The title of the show, as you may have noticed, is Our Hieromantic Objects of Love. Hieromantic, untranslatable to Dutch, I have to say, refers to the observation of objects offered in sacrifices or sacrificial remains to foretell the future. Appropriately, the heart of the exhibition is reminiscent of a temple or an ancient tomb. Within this architectural space, almost like a three-dimensional painting, all works are interlinked together as if in conversation. Tai connects the ancient language of spirituality with today's discourse, projecting into possible futures.
Yes, so we do celebrate culture and creativity, and I must say we want to do that, and that's very important, in all due humility, in all due empathy and grief and respect, and in solidarity with all the people who are experiencing things which are just incredibly inhumane and well, it can be too much for words, but we do celebrate this creative spirit, and we are very, very happy to do this in the form of the exhibition which you are going to see.
Key to the show is Tai's brand new feature film titled Our Bodily Remains, Your Bodily Remains, and All the Bodily Remains That Ever Were and Ever Will Be, of which KM21 is proud co-commissioner. The film, which will have its institutional premiere in this exhibition, is a fantastical series of filmic tableaus drawing from various genres ranging from horror to technicolor cinematic dreams. This work is a poetic meditation on various historical resistant movements and groups, the spiritual dimension of anti-supremacism, intersectional queer feminism, communism, and revolutionary thinking to recognize the emancipatory power of love and pleasure as a catalyst for radical change. Although the film was written over a year ago, I think, it resonates strongly with what is happening around us today. This reveals the universal narrative of violence and oppression, but is most of all a testament to the visionary quality of Tai's work. Just like Mondrian and Af Klint, artists have always been concerned with portraying the world as it is, but at the same time, reality appears to go far beyond the visible or even comprehensible. And in a wry way, today is a rare momentum in which two realities collide, reminding us of the potency and necessity of art and poetry and free thought. And I feel very humbled to be able to offer space for this.